Today I'm going to show you how you can use gears effectively to gain time by using engine braking, short shifting, and also how you can rev out the car to gain a couple extra tenths. Engine braking is very useful in ACC. We can use engine braking by quickly shifting down the gears, but we can also use engine braking to slow down the car whilst we are off the throttle without using the brakes. We can see an example of this at Suzuka Sector 1. So in that bottom clip we're using engine braking, and in the top clip we're not. So coming into turn 2, our first example here, we're coasting in third, then using the engine braking by shifting into second without being on the brakes. Here again, coasting, shift into second, and then back into third for the next one, so we can do the same thing. Without touching the braking, we're slowing down the car. Into this right hander we need to tap the brakes, shift down into second, and as you can see by the end of that first sector, we're half a second quicker with using engine braking than not using engine braking. So engine braking is something that allows you to gain time as you slow the car down quicker when on the brakes. It also allows you to slow the car down without hitting the brakes. This is very useful when you need to coast for a corner. You don't need to brake, but you do need to slow down a little bit, and it saves you a bit of time instead of having to tap the brakes just to shift down the gear and use that engine braking. Short shifting. Now, in my understanding, short shifting is basically using your car's gears to get better traction out of the corners, instead of waiting until max revs to shift into the next gear. For example, as we see here, when you come out of a slow chicane and you're in first gear, instead of waiting for your car to get to max revs to shift into second, short shifting in this example is shifting into second gear to get better traction into the second part of the chicane. Because the more revs that your engine has, the more your wheels spin. So short shifting is preventing or minimizing the wheel spin on corner exits. Here's an example. So in this bottom clip we're going to use engine braking, and then in the top clip we're not going to use engine braking. And you'll see in the first chicane we stay in first, but into this right hander I short shift into second, and that gives me a bit better traction out of the corner. Now this is just gaining a little bit of time, but not only does it give you better grip, but also saves your tyres a little bit because you're not getting too much wheel spin. Revving out the car. So in manual gears, you want to get the most out of your engine on a straight. So you want to shift at max revs to get the most out of the car's engine and gearbox. However, if you're in automatic gears, it's usually not going to wait until max revs to shift into the next gear. So this can cost you time. Now remember, these are fractions of a second, but as Aris said in one of his recent videos, that if you're 2 seconds off a pro on a 20 corner track, you only need to lose a tenth a corner to be 2 seconds behind by the end of the lap. So that is why I'm showing you a bit more in-depth and advanced technique so you can find those tenths of a second. Now you can also use this technique by staying in the same gear for slightly too long on certain parts of the track. For example, staying in 5th to get up the hill on the straights at Bathurst can give you a tenth of a second in the McLaren. So these small tips can really help improve your lap times. I wanted to put a little comparison in here of a full lap. So here's a comparison between me using automatic and then manual gears at Barcelona in the McLaren. The bottom clip I'm using manual gears, and in the top clip I'm using automatic gears. You can see the delta as well. So the top clip, the delta is based off this lap on the bottom that I did in manual gears. so you can really see the difference of using manual gears, and also the techniques that you can then use when using manual gears. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below if you've got suggestions for our next game guide as well. As always, take care and see you again next time.